Hello everyone, welcome back again in this Python tutorial full course. In previous video, we installed Python in our system, and run our first Python program, Hello Python. If you didn't watch previous video yet, please watch previous video first. You can find link from my button or you can find link in description below. In today's video we will understand Python syntax, identifiers in Python, naming conventions for Python identifiers, Python reserved words etc. Python identifiers. A Python identifier is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, module or other object. An identifier starts with a letter A to Z, or an underscore symbol, followed by 0 or more letters, underscores and digits, 0 to 9. Python does not allow punctuation characters such as @ and % within identifiers. Keep in mind, Python is a case-sensitive programming language. Thus, name in caps and name in small letter, both are two different identifiers in Python. Here are naming conventions for identifiers in Python. 1. Python class names start with an uppercase letter. All other identifiers start with a lowercase letter. 2. Starting an identifier with a single leading underscore indicates that the identifier is private identifier. 3. Starting an identifier with two leading underscores indicates a strongly private identifier. 4. If the identifier also ends with two trailing underscores, the identifier is a language-defined special name. Python reserved words. The following list shows the Python keywords. These are reserved words and you cannot use them as constant or variable or any other identifier names. All the Python keywords contain lowercase letters only. Python lines and indentation. Indentation refers to the spaces at the beginning of a code line. Python programming provides no braces to indicate blocks of code for class and function definitions or flow control. Blocks of code are denoted by line indentation. The number of spaces in the indentation is variable, but all statements within the block must be indented the same amount. Here is the example. However, the following block generates an error. Thus, in Python all the continuous lines indented with same number of spaces would form a block. Comments in Python. Python comments are programmer-readable explanation or annotations in the Python source code. They are added with the purpose of making the source code easier for humans to understand, and are ignored by Python interpreter. Comments can be used to explain Python code. Comments can be used to make the code more readable. Comments can be used to prevent execution when testing code. There are three types of comments available in Python. 1. Single-line comments. 2. Multi-line comments. 3. Docstring comments. Single-line comments in Python. A hash sign that is not inside a string literal begins a comment. All characters after the hash sign and up to the end of the line are part of the comment and it will ignores by the Python interpreter. Here is an example of a single-line comment in Python. If we will run this in a Python file, we will see Hello Python as output. Multi-line comments in Python. Python does not provide a direct way to comment multiple line. You can comment multiple lines as shown below. Following triple quoted string is also ignored by Python interpreter and can be used as a multi-line comments. Python docstring comments. Python docstrings provide a convenient way to provide a help documentation with Python modules, functions, classes, and methods. The docstring is then made available via the __doc___ attribute. If you will run this code, you will see this output. Variables in Python. In Python, variables are containers for storing data values. And a variable is always associated with a value. This means that when you create a variable you reserve some space in the memory. Based on the data type of a variable, Python interpreter allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. Therefore, by assigning different data types to Python variables, you can store integers, decimals, or characters in these variables. Let's create Python variables. Python has no command for declaring a variable. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. So let's create a Python. This is third tutorial for this series, so I have created third_toot.py. You can create any other name if you want. Now let's create a variable a, and assign an integer value to it. Even you can change the value later like string or something. Now let's print the variable using print function and see the output. To run this file, open your command prompt and type Python space Python file name, which is third_toot.py, and press enter. Output is the same which assigned to the variable. Now you can delete a variable also. Yes, you can delete a variable by using the del statement. The syntax of the del statement is: you can delete a single object or multiple objects by using the del statement. Multiple assignment. Python allows you to assign a single value to several variables simultaneously, which means you can create multiple variables at a time. Let's see the example. If we need to create 3 variable a, b, c, we can use multiple assignment statement. Let's print the value for each variable using print function, to see the output. Now we can see output is the same. Python variable names. Every Python variable should have a unique name like a, b, c. A variable name can be meaningful like color, age, name, etc. There are certain rules which should be taken care while naming a Python variable. 1. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. 2. A variable name cannot start with a number or any special character like $, %, etc. 3. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores, AZ, 0 to 9, and underscore. 4. Python variable names are case-sensitive, which means name and name are 2 different variables in Python. 5. Python reserved keywords cannot be used naming the variable. Here is the some valid Python variable name. Now we will discuss data types in Python. Python data types are used to define the type of a variable. It defines what type of data we are going to store in a variable. The data stored in memory can be of many types. For example, a person's age is stored as a numeric value and his or her address is stored as alphanumeric characters. Python has various built-in data types which we will discuss within this tutorial. 1. Numeric, int, float, complex. 2. String, str. 3. Sequence, list, tuple, range. 4. Binary, bytes, byte array, memory view. 5. Mapping, dict. 6. Boolean, bool. 7. Set, frozen set. 8. None type. Python numeric data type. Python numeric data types store numeric values. Number objects are created when you assign a value to them. Here is some example of numeric data type. Python supports 4 different numerical types. Int. Signed integers. Long integers, they can also be represented in octal and hexadecimal. Float. Floating point real values. Complex numbers. Following is an example to show the usage of integer, float and complex numbers. Python string data type. Python strings are identified as a contiguous set of characters represented in the quotation marks. Python allows for either pairs of single or double quotes. Subsets of strings can be taken using the slice operator with indexes starting at 0 in the beginning of the string and working their way from -1 at the end. The plus symbol, sign is the string concatenation operator, and the asterisk symbol is the repetition operator in Python. Here is the some example of string data types. If you run the code, you will the output like this. Python list data type. Python lists are the most versatile compound data types. A Python list contains items separated by commas and enclosed within square brackets. To some extent, Python lists are similar to arrays in C. One difference between them is that all the items belonging to a Python list can be of different data type, whereas C array can store elements related to a particular data type. The values stored in a Python list can be accessed using the slice operator with indexes starting at 0 in the beginning of the list and working their way to end -1. The plus symbol, sign is the list concatenation operator, and the asterisk symbol is the repetition operator. Here is the some example of list data types in Python. Python tuple data type. Python tuple is another sequence data type that is similar to a list. A Python tuple consists of a number of values separated by commas. Unlike lists, however, tuples are enclosed within parentheses. The main differences between lists and tuples are, lists are enclosed in brackets and their elements and size can be changed, while tuples are enclosed in parentheses and cannot be updated. Tuples can be thought of as read-only lists. Here is the some example of tuple data types. Python dictionary data type. Python dictionaries are kind of hash table type. They work like associative arrays or hashes found in Perl and consist of key-value pairs. A dictionary key can be almost any Python type, but are usually numbers or strings. Values, on the other hand, can be any arbitrary Python object. Dictionaries are enclosed by curly braces, and values can be assigned and accessed using square braces. Here is the some example of dictionary data types in Python. Boolean data types in Python. Python Boolean type is one of built-in data types which represents one of the two values, either true or false. Python bool function allows you to evaluate the value of any expression and returns either true or false based on the expression. Here is the example of Boolean data types in Python. That's it for this video. We will continue this tutorial in next video. You can bookmark the Python tutorial playlist so you can find all video easily. And if you're new on this channel, please subscribe, like and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.